Most people think the scariest Toy Story villain is the one who looks the most evil, but the truly disturbing villains are the ones that expose real human fears hiding underneath childhood. Fear of abandonment, fear of replacement, fear of never being loved. Every Toy Story villain is basically a psychological breakdown disguised as a toy. Let's find out. At number 5 are the Bensons. These creepy ventriloquist dummies work for Gabby and follow every single command she gives. The second Woody and Forky try escaping the antique shop, the Bensons immediately go after them. And when Forky gets captured, they're the ones guarding him the entire time. Now sure, Gabby was manipulative, but at least her motivation made sense. She just wanted a kid to love her. The Bensons, they don't really have a reason at all. They exist only to obey her, no matter how disturbing the task is. And honestly, that makes them feel even more evil. But let's be real. The biggest reason they rank this high is their nightmare fuel appearance. Sid's mutant toys looked creepy too, but deep down they were actually friendly. So if you ever walk into Second Chance Antiques, do yourself a favor and stay far away from the Bensons. At number 4 are the Stinky Pete. Based on the old Woody's Roundup TV show, Stinky Pete was supposed to be friendly and lovable, but the version we get in the movie is something completely different. He's bitter, manipulative, and full of resentment. For years, he sat untouched on a dime store shelf, watching every other toy get picked while nobody wanted him. That rejection twisted him. He grew to hate children, and especially space toys, blaming their popularity for canceling Woody's Roundup. At first, he acts kind and supportive, but that's all fake. When Woody tries to escape, Stinky Pete secretly turns on Al's TV to wake him up, letting Jessie take the blame. Later, he traps Buzz and the others to stop them from rescuing Woody. And in the airport climax, he nearly tears Woody apart just to keep the Roundup gang together forever. Unlike some villains who get redeemed or misunderstood, Stinky Pete is genuinely selfish, controlling, and dangerous. Gabby is our next pick. The main antagonist of Toy Story 4, Gabby started life as a pull-string doll from the 1950s. But her story is honestly tragic. She spent nearly 60 years sitting in an antique shop, watching other toys get chosen while nobody ever wanted her. When we meet her in the movie, she's desperate to become the toy of Harmony, the granddaughter of the shop owner. The problem is, her voice box is broken, and just by chance, Woody still has the exact part she needs. That's what puts her into conflict with him. But here's what makes Gabby different from most villains. She's never cruel for the sake of being cruel. Yeah, she kidnaps Forky to learn more about Woody, but the second Woody willingly gives up his voice box, she lets Forky go. No revenge, no manipulation afterward. She's polite, soft-spoken, and surprisingly kind throughout the film. When she first meets Woody, she even offers him a ride and tries to help him find Bo Peep. And the ending is what completely changes her character. After Harmony rejects her, Gabby could have turned bitter and hateful. Most movie villains would. Instead, she keeps hoping. Eventually, she finds a lost little girl at the carnival who truly needs her, and she finally gets the owner she always wanted. That's why Gabby doesn't feel like a true villain. She's really just a lonely toy trying to be loved. At number 2, Lotso, the ruler of Sunnyside Daycare. Lotso first appears to be a warm, friendly, plush bear, but underneath that fake smile is one of the cruelest villains in the entire Toy Story 3 franchise. His story began with a little girl named Daisy, who loved him deeply. For years, Lotso lived a happy and peaceful life, but one day, Daisy accidentally lost him. After a long journey back home, Lotso discovered the harsh truth. He had already been replaced. From that moment on, he became bitter, hateful, and completely broken inside. At Sunnyside Daycare, Lotso runs the place like a dictator. Toys who obey him get comfort and safety, while anyone who steps out of line gets punished immediately. When Buzz tries to move his friends to a safer room, Lotso orders his crew to reset Buzz back to factory mode and turn him against his own friends. And it gets even darker. After the toys escape, Lotso tracks them down and casually reveals that he tortured Chatter Telephone to learn about their plan. That single moment tells you everything about who he really is. Lotso is also incredibly manipulative. He constantly tries to break Woody mentally, telling him that Andy is done with him and that toys are nothing more than plastic. But the moment that truly exposes Lotso's character happens at the incinerator. When he's trapped, he begs Woody to save him. Woody does, but once Lotso reaches the emergency stop button, he refuses to help the others and leaves them to die without hesitation. That's what makes Lotso worse than villains like Sid. Sid was just a reckless kid who didn't understand toys were alive. Lotso fully understands pain, fear, and loyalty, and chooses cruelty anyway. Lotso isn't just broken. He's rotten to the core and easily the most evil villain in the entire Toy Story franchise. First on our list. Now, this might surprise a lot of people, but we're actually ranking Sid pretty low. The main villain of Toy Story, Sid is presented as the complete opposite of Andy. While Andy loves his toys and takes care of them, Sid treats them like props for his destructive imagination. Whether he's blowing up a combat Carl or stitching together those terrifying mutant toys, calling Sid twisted would be an understatement. Even his sister Hannah's toys aren't safe from his experiments. And honestly, if you're a toy living anywhere near Sid's house, your days are numbered. He probably has the highest toy body count in the entire franchise. But here's the important part. Sid has no idea the toys are alive. To him, they're just plastic objects. They don't think. They don't feel pain. Everything he does is basically make-believe mixed with the chaotic imagination of a young kid. And if we're being real, little boys at that age are usually kind of unhinged anyway. That's why Sid Sid doesn't really come across as truly sadistic. Dangerous? Absolutely. But intentionally evil? Not really. And unlike most villains in the franchise, Sid actually learns his lesson. After Woody and the mutant toys scare him half to death, he's completely traumatized by the realization that toys are alive. By the time we see his cameo in Toy Story 3, he actually seems surprisingly normal and well-adjusted, which is kind of insane when you think about it, because Sid is literally the only human in the series who knows the truth about toys.